Nicholas, how are you?
Hi. Yeah, I'm
Hi,
fine. How are you?
nice to meet you.
Yeah, this is so
Yeah,
awkward. We've already been talking for a while,
yeah,
and now it's like
yeah.
we just have to
Well, we gotta
pretend that we.
pretend. Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah,
Thank you for ruining the illusion.
yeah. I have to. I have to.
Yeah. Okay, so you are in Sweden? What
Yep, that's
city?
right. I'm
You didn't
Sweden.
tell me what city you were in.
I'm in Malmö, Sweden,
Right.
and I'm assuming that there aren't too many people that know where Malmö is, but it's
Nope,
right
neither
beside
do I.
Copenhagen.
Okay, yeah,
No.
Copenhagen, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay. Cool.
Right. Okay, and you're in typology. You're into typology.
Yep.
You've been
Yep.
doing that for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been. Yeah, for quite a long time. I'm 28 years old, and I started. I think my first introduction to it was when I was 19, when I was in Norway working, and we learned something called disc. I'm not sure what that's called.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Do
I
you
know
know what
disc.
disc
I
is?
know disc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we learned there was just depend just by the way the person I was a door-to-door salesman. Just by the way they opened the door, I was supposed to know which letter in disc they were.
Right. Right.
Uh,
Right.
yeah, so if they were a bit more careful, they would be a certain letter. If they were like really dominant, they would be another letter. So
Oh,
yeah, and
okay. That's
that
interesting that it's useful for sales. Wow.
yeah, oh my god, it's extremely useful for sales. This
Wow.
kind of stuff.
That's crazy.
So
And
yeah, and yeah, so I mean that, and then I've been into all the other like Enneagram, MBTI, all of it more or less.
okay, so you went through everything, like you found your type and everything as you were going?
Um, MBTI was actually the last thing I found, which is
Wow.
pretty. Yeah, I know it's pretty strange.
Yeah.
And I heard of it when I was in Norway, but then it never really clicked for me. Um,
Right.
uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. But I typed as an ENFP. Uh,
It
I've always typed as an ENFP.
really. And now
Yeah,
you're also an ENFP in OP?
yeah.
So it wasn't a big
Uh,
surprise. Like that's what you guessed you
no,
were too before?
yeah. I've always thought I had any first for some reason. I
Wow.
don't know. But then again, my type is the exact middle of the ENFPs. You know, I'm not on the fringes or you know what I mean.
Okay.
Of, so I mean,
Right. So you have
description.
consume play,
Yeah, exactly. Consume, play. Do you
blast?
want to keep? No, no blast.
No,
Blast
sleep.
last.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You're blast
Um,
last?
yeah, I am.
No way, man. That's
I
awesome.
am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hard to believe.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I've been practicing.
Yeah,
I
I can
try to
tell.
be
Yeah, I was
more.
just gonna ask. Yeah, how
Yeah.
do you practice? What do you do? Like, did you read a book? Did you get up on stage? Do you dance? What do you do?
No, I would say that I would say that the two of us have been talking about stuff that I've been thinking about and I've been into for a long time. So I've
Right.
already gone through
Oh,
consume, play, sleep. So it's pretty easy for me to talk about this kind of stuff. So blasting for me comes naturally when we talk about this kind of stuff.
right. When
But
it's stuff you
if
know.
you were, yeah, if you were to because all of this like these things we're talking yeah, for everyone watching, we were talking about chemistry and physics before, and
Yeah.
because we're both in those kinds of fields. Uh, uh, so that's easy for me to talk about because I spend a lot of time thinking about those kinds of things.
Right.
Yeah, but if you were to start talking about the other stuff, I'll just be sitting here like, yeah, I wouldn't be able to be
Interesting.
as
Okay.
extroverted about it.
Interesting. Okay. So you have your double activated saviors. They're both double activated then.
Yep.
Right. NE and FI. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you're really aware of your NE. You've known about it for a while now, I guess, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. I guess so. Yeah.
Is that like
Uh,
is that your consciousness, you think? Any is your is or is it what is it for you? The world? What is it?
um, uh, for me, it's I wouldn't say consciousness. I would say it's, or yeah, sure. I mean, to some degree, but I mean,
Awareness?
it's just the default programming of my brain is. I can see how that is the default of my brain, just going on any all the time. Like, I mean, I had a lot of problems with. I was pretty paranoid when I was younger.
Okay.
Um, uh, and just paranoid and anxious, and I attribute that 100% to lead NE. I mean,
Right.
there were people.
Or
I mean,
Demon SI or the two together or something. Yeah.
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 I guess so. Yeah. So for me, I just have to dial down the NE as much as possible to stay sane.
Are you able to do that? Like, is it difficult or oh,
Uh, it's been difficult. I mean,
yeah.
I use meditation to try to shut off my mind or the chatter in my head as much as I can, and that helps me personally a lot.
So what's this chatter that you're talking about? Where's the chatter from? The NE?
Yeah, the constant scenario, the constant creation of scenarios and possibilities, and
Uh-huh.
what's yeah. But I mean, it could be. I mean, there's a lot of factors that are playing in. I mean, it's not just any. It's probably also with has to do with my upbringing and stuff like that. I mean,
Right.
my paranoid that I was paranoid and anxious before. That's not only any. There's
Yeah, yeah.
loads of factors playing in,
But
of
so
course.
what happens is you're seeing possibilities of things that are really negative. That's your yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And then you get paranoid about them that they could manifest.
yeah. Exactly. Um,
Okay.
uh, I would say that. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And then so your FI, are you like really aware of what you like? Are you aware of your emotions and your feelings, or how does that manifest?
I can definitely see that I'm masculine FI. I
Right.
mean, and absolutely to a fault. I mean, that it could be. I mean, I should be. Well, I'm learning about FE now. Like, I
Right.
haven't really understood. Like, I've just assumed that everyone's FI because that's how I am. So then everyone else is
Yeah, yeah,
the
that's
same.
the same thing that we all go through. It's like, what?
Yeah,
Not everyone's like me.
exactly. Right.
Isn't everyone like
So.
that? No.
So exactly. So I'm learning about that, and
Right.
and that yeah, that
Okay.
I'm
But
yeah.
so you're really aware of what you like. You're a masculine FI. You will change what you like, or once you like something, that's it. You like it. Once.
I think it's definitely a lot connected to NE, as it is, of
Okay.
course. And if I find it interesting and fun and uh, I think I like it if it connects well with my NE in a way that so that I can. I'm not really sure how exactly it works, but I mean,
Right.
NE and FI is consumed together, and I'm lead consume, and as
Yeah.
long as no, I guess it's just if I find something interesting and it's somewhat I can go into like the abstract world with
Right.
it, I'll go and I'll go nuts and I'll just choof.
So if you
Yeah.
don't like something, something's like not valuable to you.
Hmm.
Can you consume it, or it's really difficult?
It's super hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I had a really hard time in school with that. I mean,
Right.
I just, I just, I had a really hard time studying
I got
because
you.
I didn't find any of it interesting.
Right. So yeah.
I didn't see any
Okay.
value in it whatsoever.
Okay. So you don't seem like super ADD as an any, or are you?
I would say that I am in my brain, but not
Okay.
extrovertly, not like to the outside world,
Okay. Your
and
any
that's
is masculine or feminine?
feminine.
Feminine. So you're masculine, feminine then.
Yeah, no, I'm feminine. I'm masculine sensory.
Masculine, feminine, and then feminine TE. So you're MF.
Exactly, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Right. Okay. So okay. So your NE is it is it okay to focus on one task for too long, or does it get bored really quick?
It does get bored really quick, and
Yeah.
that is something I've also had to work on. As we were talking about before, I've been working on on a project now for quite a
Right.
few years,
Yeah, we'll
and
get to it. We'll get to it, and we'll try
yeah,
to build some hype for it because you don't really
no,
have
no, we don't need
a
to.
you don't have a website yet, but you have a link that you'll give me, and we'll put it in the description.
Yeah.
Or yeah,
So no, that's an area of my life where I've had to do things that I haven't thought were fun.
right.
Where I've have to done the same thing for 1.5 years, and I think it's pretty boring. So yeah, I guess you just have to do certain things that you don't like to do sometimes.
Interesting. And you're okay. You're okay with it because it's a bigger goal, or why do you think you're able to
Yeah,
overcome it? Yeah, that's the only
I'm
reason.
trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to create something. Yeah, I'm
Right.
trying to reach my goal.
Can I see the picture? I like that picture. So you're like really good at drawing. I don't even know where that comes from, but that's pretty awesome.
No, no, that's the part of of doing things I don't like doing. Drawing, for example.
You don't
But
like
this,
drawing, but look at that. Can you hold
yeah,
it to
no,
the like? Don't move it for a second so we can see. That's really cool, man. That's awesome. So I
yeah,
see gold there. I see oxygen, and
yeah, that's
yeah,
right. You're pretty good at the periodic table, so
and I see carbon. Okay,
yeah,
so
that's right.
they're like superheroes with that are elements.
Exactly.
Right.
The product is called the Atomic Heroes.
Nice.
So
Well,
exactly.
yeah. Good luck with that, man. That looks really
Yeah,
cool. Like, so okay.
thanks.
So how are you so good at art if you don't like it? What's going on with that?
Um, I mean, I've been. I spent 1.5 years. I couldn't draw whatsoever.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I've never, like when I was a kid maybe a bit, but I mean, like I haven't, like before drawing this I couldn't draw whatsoever. So what I've done is that I've spent 1.5 years trying to learn how to draw, and a
That's
lot of the things
crazy.
have
And your
the
audio,
yeah.
and your that's really cool, man. Good for you.
Yeah. Thanks. But I mean, I would say I'm cheating because I am cheating. I find things on the internet that I can like. If I find a character that's standing in a certain pose,
Right.
I'll copy that pose and change it to my character.
That's okay.
So
You're allowed to do that, man. That's all good. Uh,
yeah, I mean, so it's not like you couldn't give me a piece of paper and I would be able to draw that. Like
that's fine,
that's
man. That's it's
yeah,
all good, man. That's like a lot of inspiration comes from things that already exist. So like
yeah,
especially since you're only taking like a pose and you're turning it into
exactly.
something new. It's not like you're copying. Yeah. Like
No, no, but I just want to show my vision, and then now I have an
right.
illustrator who's working for me, who's going to
Ah,
create
okay. So
everything
that way
from
you don't have
scratch.
to do what you fi hate.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
I just
Okay.
have to, yeah, my goal is to just have an illustrator that does everything for me.
Right.
And yeah.
Cool, man. Awesome. Okay, so we touched on your two saviors.
Yep,
So they're feminine, masculine. So it should be a little bit more balanced on the sexuals, right? So
yeah,
also your demons are balanced on the sexuals. So
yeah,
there shouldn't be
yep.
like too many surprises with that, right? That with the sexuals at
No,
least. Yeah.
no, no, wouldn't say that.
And your TE is single activated. So
Yep.
are you aware of it? Like, are you able to think objectively?
Yeah, I think that's, uh, I feel that I'm all right in that aspect.
Okay.
And I can definitely see how that is my third, and it's not as big as a demon as SI, because
Right.
SI it's like I have a hard time just understanding SI, and yeah, I have a hard time with it. I mean, you should see my part. Everything's just all over. Like, I mean, I have a hard time organizing things.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and
But
it's really like that part of my brain isn't activated at all.
But you have that
So
whiteboard back there with bullet points and stuff.
yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah. Cool, man. That's my SE picking that up there.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So okay, so you're like tell me a little bit about your thinking, how it's objective thinking, how you're aware of it, or is it less aware? Like how do you use it?
I would say that I default into FI immediately,
Right.
but for example, I have a friend who's I think I actually think he's lead TE masculine, and I can see how like we'll talk and then we'll disagree, and then he'll explain how he sees things, and then I have to go through my FI before I can see what he's saying.
Right.
Um, it takes a while for me to go into that mode.
Right.
Um, so it's great having a friend who's, I think he's ST, so, and I'm
Right.
NF, and it's awesome. I mean, we have great conversations and we learn a lot from each other. I learn so much from him.
Cool.
So yeah, it's really cool.
So like let's keep going on your TE here. So
Yeah,
like if I were to ask you for a reason for something, why do you like something? Is that annoying? Is that like the worst thing I can ask?
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I wouldn't even be able to answer it, I think. Uh,
Right. I
yeah,
just do,
I don't
man.
know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just do. I was trying to think. No, I could come up with reasons. You know what? It's what emotion it sparks in me that makes me like something. Now,
Ah,
if you were asking that question for me, that's the reason I have.
it
I
sparks an
think,
emotion. That's why I like it.
yeah, that's
Okay.
what it seems
Your
like.
reasons are your feelings. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Am
so
I
so
doing am I doing all right, or am I failing this
why
test?
not?
I don't know.
It's all good, man. As long as you're sharing us insight about yourself, we can all learn from your functions, and for sure, man.
Okay.
It's okay. So
Okay.
your play region is then NT. What's that like?
Yeah.
How do you play out in the world? How do you use your ambition? Things like that.
Yeah, I would say uh, the energy. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
Like your
uh,
play above sleep. So like you're gonna get things
exactly,
done. You're gonna rest at night, but you're gonna do things during the day.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I can see, for example, with your conversation with what Jonathan Knott, that's his name, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
He's,
You saw that. Okay.
yeah, same type as me, except he has sleep play, and I've got
Right.
play sleep.
Right.
Uh, and when he was explaining how he does things, is that he consume, then he'll like go over it and like sleep process it before he does something. When I'm the other way around, I consume, I'll watch a YouTube video, then I'll just start making videos or creating stuff on my computer, and then I at night I'm like rethinking everything I'm doing, going
Right.
through everything, and I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done this, I should have done that instead. So
Okay.
I jump into it a bit too quick.
Right.
I think that's my play energy, because I don't think play energy is strictly only with the tribe, but
Right.
I'm not sure.
No, no, you're right. You're right. It's not strictly only with the tribe, for sure. It's also with the tribe though. So like,
Yeah,
okay, interesting.
yeah,
And so are you noticing that the type of play that you're doing is really reasons based? It's like NT. Are you noticing that?
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, this book is as much as, and I mean, this book and figuring out how to create the children's book, getting, yeah. I mean, it's been this book has gone through so many different versions, and it's really, I'm just trying to puzzle everything together,
Right.
figure it out how to make a children's book that
Right.
is captivating,
Right.
interesting, fun, everything. So
Right.
I
So
would
when you're in
say,
your go mode, that's what you're doing. You're going and you're puzzling. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
exactly. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there.
Nice. Okay. And then so your SI demon.
Yeah,
Yeah. You hate it? You like it? Both?
yeah.
I'm asking FI questions here.
Yeah, yeah, right. I was going to do like this to SI, but a bit too much maybe.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, no, it's annoying. I mean, yeah. No, yeah, I just
Have you discovered like its merits, like what's good about it yet, or are you more cursing it at the moment?
no. I mean, absolutely. I need it 100% in my life. Otherwise, I won't get anything done at all.
Right.
But I'd rather do other stuff. But
And
but
plan and organize and that kind of thing.
exactly. But then again, I feel I've been trying to do it, and I see the upside of doing it. So
Right.
which leads to me to wanting to do it more. So that's a really good thing. Yeah, and I mean this with the type stuff, and it's so good because the self awareness. can really help you grow. And yeah, it's a
Right.
great tool. Yeah.
Yeah. And are you organizing your time as well? Are you um planning your time or things?
No, I'm
No,
not,
you're
and
not.
that's probably something that like, I mean, see, that's where that could be uh, like in a few years time I probably have to start doing that and like
Right.
grow
Yeah,
up
yeah.
and be grown up about it.
Right.
uh, but no,
So
I have a hard time with it right now.
and it's masculine too, so it's like how does that come out?
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, but I think like when it comes to organizing stuff, I don't really know, but I mean, uh, I've always been pretty good at like, I don't know, uh, like learning things with my making things with my hands, and like playing the guitar. And I've been working as a sushi chef for many years, and I picked that up pretty quickly.
Right.
Like just doing things in the physical, like I think I can see my masculine sensory there, and how I'm like, yeah, that
Hmm.
yeah, but I'm not really sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you
What
think?
about I think maybe we can think about maybe your sleep world, what that's for you, and maybe you can
Okay.
see how your F and S work there. Like do you, in your sleep, are you conscious of what happens when you like at the end of the day you're crashing, you're going over
Yeah,
everything that happened. You're going
yeah.
what are you going over? You're going over your experiences, if they were good or bad, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think I can in some way see that my sleep processing and my sleep world is pretty SF driven,
Yeah.
uh, and that's pretty interesting. And yeah, I'm not really sure how to explain it, but it's yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, this is where my blast last comes out. Like, I mean,
Yeah, no.
you ask me a question where I
It's
really can't. I
well,
haven't really thought about it, but that's
exactly.
what I
It's not blast. It's that you just haven't really thought about it enough, like or
yeah, yeah.
considered it
But
enough. Yeah.
that's definitely something that I've has come up for me
Right.
in my mind.
Right.
But I have to think more about that.
Cool. Yeah. So maybe next time it's happening, pay attention to it, and
Right? Yeah,
we'll get some cool insights from that.
exactly. I should probably like try to write it down while it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever. Like, yeah, if it's good for you, if you like
yeah,
it.
yeah. Right.
Okay. So, are your experiences, like your past experiences, are they're valuable to you? Are you looking for new experiences, or
um, of course, they're valuable.
right?
You learn a lot, but 100% that I'm looking for new things.
But experiences like what about like seeing a sunset? Does that do something for you or not even?
If I like, I wouldn't go out and find one. But if there was one, would look
Right.
at it.
Yeah.
uh, but I
Would it
think
stir up emotions, or it's just like, it's there?
no, absolutely it would.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, I think. Uh, for example, travel. For me, I think travel can be different for different people. I think traveling for me, new experiences, is just broadening the net of how things are, how the world works, and how everything's connected.
Any.
Like
Yeah.
if I go to India, which I've been to a few times, it's fascinating for me to see that part of the world, and comparing it to where I am, and then if I
Right.
go to somewhere else, and it's like, oh my, everything, the similarities and differences, and
Right.
how these places, yeah, just how the world is.
Interesting. And can you remember your any realizations as well? Your any.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty interesting question, um, and I think. Um, No, I've heard Dave talk about that he's with his feminine NI, he'll forget the connections and the patterns, and I
Right.
can like rediscover things which
With your
you've
feminine
already.
any, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and I think I do that quite a lot as well.
So
Uh,
will you be able to remember something that can spark the NE again and
yeah,
get it to realize the same thing?
yeah, exactly. I think that happens a lot.
Ah, that's what
I think that's
happens.
happened a
Okay.
lot. Yeah, really. Uh,
So you don't actually remember
you,
the NE, you just remember the trigger for it and then it sparks
yeah,
again. That's interesting.
100%. And that's, yeah, it's interesting you brought that up because that's and now I want to talk about it, and I've thought about
Great
it.
talk. Awesome.
No, yeah, no, but when I've thought about it before, also, it annoys me a bit because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time,
Oh.
always trying, more or less realizing the same thing over and over again. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's stupid.
But maybe you run into something new that is similar to something that you've already encountered. And
Yeah,
then that's when it becomes useful to remember that, to bring it back so you can compare them. No?
yeah, absolutely. And I
Like
think
the
what
cultures
happens,
that you're talking about.
yeah, and I think also what happens is that I get a little bit of new information, one piece of new information that I can insert to this to what I've already like come up with my NE. But
Ah,
but but when uh, I have a theory about NE and NI. I think what Dave and Shan has seen is that a lot of NE dominance ENFPs type themselves as INTJs. They think they
okay.
have NI lead NI, and I think that happens to people with NE when they've gone very deep in certain subjects
Right.
because we have so many SI references points
Right.
that each new SI point doesn't lead to a new NI conclusion. We're always coming to the new and the same NE
Right.
conclusion. But when we're in a completely new situation, every new SI point will dramatically change the NE outcome. Are you following?
Almost. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
almost. I'm gonna
yeah.
ask a little bit of a follow-up question too.
Okay.
The your When you remember something with your SI that sparks the NE,
Yeah,
and then you use it to compare it to a new NE. The next time you
yeah,
remember it, will you remember both? Will you remember both NE realizations?
yeah.
Yeah. So you remember all of the NE together, like it'll join.
I think it'll merge.
Yeah, it
I
merges, and
think.
then
I think.
you'll remember the merging, like the
Yeah,
togetherness of both of them. Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
I would say that. That's yeah.
Very
Uh,
cool.
I'm not. Yeah, that sounds plausible, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to think a bit more about that.
Okay, and so like you said, you have this friend that's ST, and that's your
Yeah,
blast region. That's your
yeah,
planning. That's your
yeah.
speech. So like, do you feel like when you talk, you're speaking very ST language? Like that's your type of language to speak?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Um, no.
What if you had to get
Uh,
up and teach something? You have to be like super organized with points and stuff like that, or you'll teach using your other functions.
if I were to teach something, I would have to teach something that I know very well,
Right.
where I'm comfortable with blasting, and I would be very anxious and nervous if I felt that I didn't know what I was going to talk
Right.
about.
So okay,
Yeah.
and so to know what you're talking about and to be able to teach properly, would you need like bullet points and like clear sort of information, or can you just generally speak about NF woo woo stuff or what's going on with it?
I would probably need the SI points for the
Right.
audience
Right.
because I would go all over. Like I would know a lot about the subject, and I would just go all over the place. But
Okay.
if I were like having a lecture and trying to teach people stuff, I would need the SI points so I wouldn't go off track because it would be worthless. I would just be talking about random stuff that, yeah. But I
Awesome.
would be talking about things. Yeah, I would just be blasting and.
Very
Uh,
cool.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't be going
it's
into
really cool to
stuff.
get to know you, Nicholas. Very awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
cool. Nice to meet you
what's
too.
your book called, or it's going
It's
to be called?
called. It's going to be called the Atomic Heroes,
Atomic
and
Heroes. Okay.
yes, that's right.
And what's your release date or your Kickstarter date?
Um, My plan is to release, to launch the Facebook page and Instagram page within 2 months. So about uh, eight, April, May, something like that.
The like the social media pages.
Exactly. And then
Okay.
the goal with the social media is to draw as many science teachers as possible to this page. And then I need help with the Kickstarter campaign, funding
Right.
to complete the
Right. To
project.
complete the project. Okay. So you'll send me some links as they come in, and I'll add them to the video in case maybe
That's awesome. Yeah.
maybe 2 months have gone by and someone's watching and they're
Yeah.
interested in looking at your Atomic Heroes page. So yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's
Thank you very much,
awesome.
Nicholas. It was great to get to know you, and see you around, man.
Yeah.
We're
Great,
not far
great
away.
talk.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man.
Bye.